It's time to hit the jackpot because you're listening to How to Bet, hosted by Daryl Fine and Sean Miller, breaking down betting into 4 categories to help you stay ahead of the game, sharing their thoughts, opinions, and analysis on how to bet it, where to bet it, and who to bet on. Now here are your hosts, Daryl Fine and Sean Miller.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to How to Bet or How to Bet Podcast. Go to howtobet.com. I'm Daryl Fine. He on location in Manchester. That's Sean the Genius Miller. And we are going to tell you in this hour how to bet, where to bet, and who to bet on, as we do each and every week. And Sean the Genius Miller, you had a good week, Sean Miller, but I had an unbelievable week last week. I am going to gloat a little bit here. I swept the primetime games. I swept the college games. That, just in case you're curious, that's 9 straight right there. 2 out of 3 on the parlay power play, which is a lose. Two or three on our over-unders. Now, on a personal note, I had a huge parlay going. And I swept the 1 o'clock games. The later games, I was so confident that Green Bay was going to have had that. And then the Chargers absolutely f***ed me. And I tell you what, this coach, you know what? Herbert has taken a step back in his second year for sure. He's good, but he took a step back. This coach, Staley, the young guy. Everybody, the media had this guy in the Hall of Fame after the first month of the season. This guy's the great. Come on. Slow down, people. Slow down. This team is an average team. He's an average coach to this point. I'm sure he'll get better, but all in all, he really screwed me over on that on my parlay. I would have won some really good money. Anyway, that's the way it goes. We are going to have another successful week this week. But again, we both did well. But I absolutely crushed it last week. I don't know. Are you getting the news there with this college football? You know, Brian Kelly going to LSU, Lincoln Riley going to USC, so which means there's 2 big vacancies open. It's all crazy now in college football, and the prices now, the money being spent on these head coaches in college football, they're going to be higher paid than any NFL coaches.
Yeah, it was interesting because I saw Colin Cowherd talk about, he's a big USC guy, obviously, Lincoln Riley come in there and, you know, would you rather, he was like, because he was going to go to LSU, the deal was done apparently. And then, you know, he said, would you rather have to beat Alabama, Auburn, Texas A&M, or would you rather just beat Oregon and get to the playoffs?
Exactly. So, you know,
it's
USC, not even that, it's, can you beat Saban? That's what it. Can you spend the rest of your coaching career chasing Saban? That's really what the question is.
And now, you know, and Kirby Smart now too at Georgia. You know, now, you know, USC. We talked to like if you've been around, I mean, some of these younger guys don't remember that team from like 2003 to 2005 was it, man. They were Showtime. Oh, yeah. Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart. That was the team, man. They were unbelievable.
They have a long history, a long, great history. I mean, you know, that's what this generation might not know it, but a long, great history at USC.
Yeah. College football needs Los Angeles. Los Angeles is a big college town. It's obviously a huge market, and they need the West Coast. I mean, you know, the West, when you're talking about this playoff, I mean, you know, they don't even have anybody. It's not even close. I mean, you know, there's nobody that's going to be in the playoff west of the Mississippi.
No, I agree. He'll do well, though, although he hasn't shown us that he's a great coach yet. He hasn't won any huge games, but he is a good recruiter. He'll have that offense going. He'll get his quarterbacks.
Well, I mean, you saw what happened as soon as he left. I mean, you know, Oklahoma lost like 8 recruits, and they're all it's 5-star quarter. I mean, you know, he's had Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, Jalen Hurts. Yeah. You know, I mean, he's quarterback man. I mean, he's going to get these big time quarterbacks in at USC, and USC will be a power again. And LSU, man, I mean, that's, you know, Brian Kelly. I think, you know, I think you probably get tired of having to fight the admissions every single time on these players. I mean, you know, Notre Dame is one of these schools. I mean, Notre Dame is basically an Ivy League school at this point. And you're just, you're constantly fighting, and it's tough. I mean, you're fighting against Alabama and Georgia and these teams, and now at LSU. I mean, the last 3 coaches that have been at LSU all won national titles. So it's going to be big.
It's a big job. More money, although I don't know how much money you actually need, but more money, and he'll have to chase Saban. Can he beat Saban? Can he get the players? That will be the key to him. Hey, you watching us? Yes, you watching us on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Go down to the comments. Give us the comments. Good, bad. You want swag? We'll give you swag. Ask us for merch. We'll give you merch, as we did for Elaine Lamarena.
Our guy, man.
Our guy.
He's
He's following me.
Yeah.
I'm following him now. It's a whole relationship going on. So yes,
he's a big time, man.
Yeah. So we're sending out swag. We're sending out swag. We send Silver Crush 5. Jay Heath, Sam Wilson. So, yes, and we do appreciate everybody listening and watching us, because there's a trillion different options. So we do appreciate that. And hopefully you were on board. Again, we were both a big week last week. So hopefully you were on board with that and won some money. Remember to bet with your head, not with your heart. There's ways to bet. People do it for entertainment. People do it to make money. You could do it either. Yes, you can. But don't bet over your means. And if you feel that you have a problem, gambling problem, then there is help out there, including 1-800-GAMBLER.
Daryl, I see Trey has a Washington football team shirt on all of a sudden now that they won the real.
Yeah.
Now that they're half decent.
Well,
we didn't see it for the first 12 weeks.
Well, I mean, he never got off the bandwagon. We'll give him that. He's just now he's wearing the merch too. But yeah, hey, they're a contender for a playoff spot, because the NFC is so awful. Well, now you are in Manchester. I know that you're going to soccer all week long. I can't imagine a worse week.
Football,
but football. Right. I can't imagine a worse week. But that's what you want to do.
Daryl, man, all they do, they go out at like 8 hours before the match and just start drinking pints and going to the game and eating and stuff. It's basically like a big tailgate party the whole time.
People
don't even watch the game. Most of the people are drunk for the game. They don't even get to see it. They're so hammered.
Listen, I don't drink, but if you told me I had to go to a week of soccer in England, I would absolutely get hammered. No question about it. That's the only way I can make it through. I see it's cloudy as usual there, or rainy, or misty.
The sun's going to be out Thursday for the match.
Good.
But yeah,
we're getting there.
They have the Christmas markets and stuff, so we went to the markets. It was cold. There was actually snow. It snowed Sunday into Monday, so it never snows here because it's on the side of the mountain. So like if it snows here, it's pretty cold. But it's not bad today. It's like 55.
So give us a winner or two in that football that you call football, that soccer. Give us a winner or two now that you're out there.
Yeah, so tomorrow I got Liverpool. What do I have tomorrow? Liverpool, Manchester City, and Inter Milan, and Atalanta. Not Atlanta, Atalanta.
Atalanta.
Okay. Atalanta. They're from Bergamo, Italy. So that's my parlay for Wednesday.
Okay.
So you'll be in the show Wednesday. Those games are all Wednesday. There's a couple games today, but they're really bad. So write that down, because Sean's been hot with football. My big play. I went on that show in Washington, and my big play for the weekend was Manchester United win or draw, which was almost plus 200, and that was. They should have won, but they got robbed by the refs.
Yeah, I've been watching Ted Lasso. That's all I could tell you. That's my soccer. That's all I have about soccer.
Right.
But you could go to HowToBet.com, see Sean's previews of the NFL, but you could also go down the description box that has all the links to what you need for American football, but also you could see various different sports books, and you can bet football through them. There's exclusive promotions, exclusive offers through various different sports books, as you'll see on howtobet.com. So get there. And we're going to get into NFL football in a little bit, along with college. And again, a big week. The Final Four. Go ahead.
It's got the injury reports too, because it's absolutely it's an absolute disaster right now. I mean, it's trying to figure out who's playing these games. I was trying to rate this stuff, and I mean, I still don't know if Kyler Murray's playing. I assume he's going to play this week because he's, they've had the bye, and he posted that thing on Instagram, but that could have been about Lincoln Riley. So, but it's just crazy trying to figure out. There's a lot of injuries right now with the Saints, Kamara, but you just go through, and these teams are just getting, Bills, Tremaine White, Tre'Davious White, sorry, out for the year. So it's just things are changing so quickly. And you have to keep watching this stuff.
And we do know that Mike McCarthy will be out for Dallas as far as the sidelines go. The head coach for the Cowboys, he'll be out with COVID.
That's probably good.
Yeah, maybe a good thing.
That's probably a plus.
Maybe a good thing. So, yes. Yes, go to HowToBet.com. Open the links. If you're watching us on YouTube, go down the description box. Open those links. You'll see all Sean's stories along with injury updates, odds updates, exclusive promotions or exclusive offers from various sports books. So get there early and get there often. A lot of things change in the NFL. I cannot tell you who's going to the Super Bowl. I don't think you can either. It is just each and every week. It just changes. I know my New England Patriots are playing very well, and I still don't. We're going to get into that Buffalo game in a little bit, but I'm still not a believer yet. I can't believe it that they are, in line for the number one seed in the AFC. I just can't. I'm not there yet.
I think Kansas City is gonna. I think Kansas City is gonna be. The odds are trying to show. I think the sports books have a lot of, and looks like the bettors starting to change now. They're piling on Kansas City right now. And the NFC, I have no idea. It's just crazy. I mean, I would think Tampa Bay or Arizona, but who knows? I mean, the Rams aren't even getting the playoffs. It's crazy. And you might get a team that gets hot. Yeah. I mean, I talked about that in my story about how there's, the Patriots have won 6 in a row. There's some teams that the football team has won 3 in a row. There's some teams that won 4 in a row, and they're just getting hot at the right time. So that's, like the Bucks did last year. I think that's going to be the key more so than records and this other stuff. If you're hot going into the playoffs, you might be able to win a Super Bowl this year.
And how about those Philadelphia Eagles that looked like they were trending toward a playoff, and then they pooped down their leg against the New York Giants?
They were printing the tickets, man. They were printing the playoff tickets, and they were printing the T-shirts and the hoodies and everything, and they had to stop the printing presses. If they win this week, they'll probably start back up.
Hey, we're going to take a break. He's going to get some tea and crumpets. I'm going to be back with you. We'll both be back with you for our Parlay Power Plays of the week for Week 13 coming up at you. How to bet, go to HowToBet.com.
Let's go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to How to Bet, HowToBet.com, or How to Bet Podcast. Go to HowToBet.com. I'm Daryl Fine. He's Sean the Genius Miller. I am in the States. He is in Manchester. And we are going to bring you our Parlay Power Plays of the week for Week 13. But first, let me say this to you. Yes, you on YouTube. We appreciate everybody listening and watching, but you YouTubers, you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit that notification bell, and then go down and leave comments, good or bad. If you want merchandise, ask us for merchandise. We have swag for you, as we always send out. We're sending out a bunch of it this week. Elaine Lamoreno, of course, once again, commenting, and we appreciate all your comments. We appreciate you following us, and we appreciate everybody. We know you have a billion different choices as far as podcasts go, so we do appreciate you coming along for the ride with us. We had a very successful week last week. Make sure you go down to the description box. You'll see all of Sean's previews there. Hit the links. You'll see his previews. Very important to go to howtobet.com and see the previews, because you're going to get updated odds. You're going to get updated injury reports. They're important. You're going to get exclusive offers from various different sports books. So go there now. Go there early and often. And, of course, his previews. But, hey, things are crazy in the NFL. We already know that Mike McCarthy won't be on the sidelines for the Cowboys. Maybe a good thing. Some people will say that. Kamara, he's questionable. A lot of different injuries and COVID going on. So get there early and often. Uh-oh. Wow. Fire alarm test during our show. Sean, are you going to leave or are you staying in that hotel room of yours?
Oh, my God. I got to go. Yeah.
You got to go? Wow, this is great. Now, this is great podcast. I think they said it's a test. You know what would make even better TV is if it was actually on fire and we kept the cameras rolling. So you got a decision to make here, man.
Let's go.
If it's me, I'm staying. If it's me, I'm staying.
Go.
How high?
Go.
How high?
Talk about my parlay power play.
How high? What floor are you on? What floor are you on?
Oh, third. I can just
you can jump
out
that. Don't worry about that. Okay, we're good. For you, though, for you youngsters at home, don't make that same decision. But no, stay, jump if you need to jump. I think everything's going to be okay. All right, time for our Parlay Power Plays of the Week. We were both 2 for 3 last week. We both got beat by the New York Giants, or the Philadelphia Eagles, who did absolutely nothing last week. A week they had to win. A week they were driving. They were thriving, and they did absolutely nothing, and we both got beat by them. But overall, a very, very successful week. And we're going to hit you up again with our Parlay Power Plays of the Week. Sean, you go first.
Yeah, we'll see how long I get to do this before the alarms start going off here. I'm going to go with the Dolphins -3 over the Giants. I talked about this in my story this week for the How to Bet Week 13. The Dolphins were 1-7 after 8 weeks. They lost 7 in a row. Some of those games were close. They weren't playing poorly. Now they're 5-7, and they get the Giants, the Jets, and the Saints the next 3 weeks. Imagine if they could beat those two teams. Here we go.
It's my Miami -3 at home against the Giants. You're going with the Dolphins.
Please leave by the nearest.
Uh-oh, you're leaving. Hey, you leaving? What are you going to do?
Oh, man, I'm staying.
Let's
I'm
go.
on TV, man.
Yeah. Let's and it's only a drill anyway. It's only a drill. Okay, next up for you.
Emergency within the building.
Go ahead. We move. Hey, this is live. We're coming to you live, obviously.
We have an emergency within the building.
Maybe I get in trouble now.
Yeah, you better go. They say emergency. I thought it was a test, but now they're saying an emergency within the building. All right, head out. Head out.
It's a test.
Oh, it's a test. All right, don't worry about it then.
They announced it was a test.
Oh, okay,
so
that's what I thought.
There we go. Here's my.
I'll carry on.
Anyway, I like the Dolphins here because they won 5. They won 4 in a row. They're going to make it 5 over the Giants. The Giants got their win last week. They're not any good. They beat a bad team, and this Dolphins team is pretty good. They're defensively. They're only second behind the Packers at this point, or the Patriots at this point over the last 4 weeks. And I think they're. They could go into that if they can win these next 3 and get to 8-7. Remember, they were 10-6 last year.
Yeah.
I think they have a chance to kind of change this whole season around, and then you're going to get Tennessee in week 17, which is interesting because they're falling apart. And then the Patriots, who might not have anything to play for that week, so it could be interesting.
So, all right, so Miami -3 at home against the Giants is your first part of this parlay power play. Go ahead. Pick number 2.
Second team, I think, probably one of the best teams in the AFC, even though they're not, they're 6-6 right now. I put them in the top tier. I said 1A, 1B in the AFC. I have Indianapolis and Buffalo right there in 1B. I think this Colts team is really peaking. They played really well against. They lost again. I mean, they've had a lot of games where they played well and lost, but 6-6, and they're playing Houston, who lost to the Jets. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah. So it's Indianapolis at Houston. Indianapolis is an 8.5-point favorite right now as we do this earlier in the week. Remember also to go to howtobet.com and look at those updated odds as well. So Indianapolis -8.5 at Houston is your second part of this parlay power play of the week, and now your third leg of this parlay power play.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the team that might be the best team in the AFC, definitely defensively. They just need Lamar Jackson not to throw 4 interceptions, including 3 and 5 passes. They still covered, though. How about that? Lamar Jackson threw 3 interceptions and 5 passes and 4 interceptions on the game and wasn't the worst quarterback on the field.
How about that? Yeah, and no surprise there.
Baker Mayfield was 18 for 37.
He's terrible.
I mean,
not a good quarterback.
But hey, listen, they gave the ball to the Browns multiple times, and their Browns only scored 3 points off those turnovers. So this Ravens team is peaking. Their defense is really good. Jackson's obviously that's just like an aberration game. And the Steelers stink. They're falling apart. They're hurt. They're banged up. They're not going anywhere. It's all over for them. So, you're going to give me -3 in that game. I'm taking it all the time.
So it's Baltimore -3 at Pittsburgh. Yes, Pittsburgh for some reason has decided they don't want to run the ball anymore and let the 72-year-old quarterback drop back in each and every play. It's bizarre to me, and I think Tomlin's an outstanding coach, but something doesn't make sense there. So your parlay power plays of the week: Miami -3 at home against the Giants, Indianapolis -8.5 on the road at Houston, and Baltimore -3 at Pittsburgh. My parlay power play of the week, I'm going to go to Chicago, but I'm going to take Arizona. Arizona coming off a bye week, -7.5 against a bad Chicago Bears team. I do think Dalton is the better quarterback, but over Fields at this point in their careers. But I will take Arizona -7.5 at Chicago. I will also take Miami -3 against the Giants at Miami. Miami playing much better. So, yes, I will take Miami -3. And then I will head out to Seattle, a reeling Seattle Seahawks team. I will go the other way and take San Francisco -2.5. San Francisco playing well. They will probably be without Deebo Samuel, who is their best offensive player, but I'm still going to take the -2.5 at Seattle. So it's Arizona -7.5 at Chicago, Miami -3 home against the Giants, and San Francisco -2.5 at Seattle. For me, they are our parlay power plays of the week.
Hey, Daryl,
yes.
I got something here.
Yeah.
You just took San Francisco.
Yeah.
They're one of these teams now. Once again, they were 3-5, and now they're 6-5. I mean, are you think they're one of these teams that's dangerous in the NFC right now?
Well, danger, all you need to be dangerous now in the NFC is a water pistol. So danger is you just have to be okay to be dangerous now in the NFC. That's what's happening. So
if you can get in the playoffs at this point now, I mean, if you can win some game like the Washington or any of these teams, I mean, if you get in the playoffs, I would think, you have half a chance to win at least a game, and then you're in the, semifinals.
Yeah, I agree. So, yes, San Francisco is as dangerous as pretty much any other team in the NFC at this point. Let's see how they do without Samuel, though. He was not only their top receiver, although they didn't even throw him the ball. He became their top running back. Well, Mitchell did have a good week, but they were using Samuel a lot as a running back as well. So we will have to see. They're going to have to change their offense a little bit there. Remember to follow us on social media at Twitter. On Twitter, I am at Feinline33, FEINLINE 33. He is at The Prodigal Sean. And, of course, Instagram, he is at The Prodigal Sean. I am Daryl Fine.
A lot of pictures of the Manchester markets and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Manchester Christmas markets popping off.
Can't wait to see that. Yes, he is in Manchester. We moved him. We gave him a better look here in this segment. A little drowned out in segment one. So we moved him. He sat through a fire drill. What a gamer Sean the Genius Miller is. When we come back, our primetime bets for week 13 coming at you after this. How to bet, go to howtobet.com. Back after this.
Let's go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to How to Bet, our How to Bet podcast. Go to howtobet.com. I'm Daryl Fine, along with Sean the Genius Miller. I am in the States. He is in Manchester. Yeah, he's doing that soccer thing in Manchester. He just sat through a fire drill. Hey, gamer. We're gamers here.
Emergency.
Emergency.
Something. We have an emergency.
He sat through it, third floor. He could have jumped. So, but yes, we are gamers here on How to Bet, on our How to Bet podcast. And remember, we appreciate you listening and watching you on YouTube. Go to the like button, hit that like button, subscribe, and then of course the notification bell. Do it all for us. Go down, leave comments. We love comments, good or bad. Ask for merchandise. We're sending out merch. Lane Lamoreno, we appreciate you following us. We're going to send you out merchandise. We send out Silver Crush 5, Jay Heath, Sam Wilson, among others. So we do appreciate you guys. We really do. And then go down further to the description box. hit those links, and then you'll follow the at HowToBet.com. You'll follow the previews, Sean the Genius Miller's previews in the NFL, which include updated injury reports, COVID, line changes, lines, the odds. They're always changing, and of course, exclusive offers from various different sports books. So get there early and often for that. And our Thursday night game, as we go to our primetime bets of Week 13, I am happy to say there were 5 of them last week, and I swept. Sean went 4 for 5, which is incredible. I went 5 for 5, so that is we both had great weeks. Hopefully you were on board. Hopefully you listened to us and won some cash in that. So back to 3 primetime games. Our Thursday night game, Dallas at New Orleans. Dallas -6 as we do this show. But remember, go to howtobet.com and make sure you're up to date on the odds. As of right now, -6 for Dallas at New Orleans. Sean, who do you like in this one? Taysom Hill, by the way, looks like he could come back for New Orleans.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, New Orleans, this is the 2nd week in a row where they've had to play on Thursday night against a team, pretty good playoff team trying to come off a tough loss. So I just think it's a tough spot for New Orleans. I like the Cowboys here. They scored points, but didn't get the win against the Raiders. I don't know if they're any good or not. I still can't figure out if the Cowboys are any good or not. I think they're all right. I mean, obviously, once again, in the NFC, if they're 11-6 or 12-5, I mean, they still have a chance to win.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to go. I think it's just a tough spot for the Saints, and just talked about it in the story for the Thursday night game. It's tough. I mean, when you go and you look at some of the injuries that both of these teams have, I think the Cowboys players are starting to come back into the fold. They're going to get some receivers back and everything, and the Saints have just been crushed by injuries. So, Kamara plays, I think it might be maybe a little bit higher scoring game, but I like the Cowboys here.
Yeah, Cowboys won't have their head coach Mike McCarthy on the sidelines. He is out with COVID. It does look like Taysom Hill will start at quarterback. It's not official yet, and it does look like Kamara will be back. He's trending upward as far as that goes, but I am with you either way. I'm going to take Dallas -6 in this one. New Orleans, there's just a lot missing there this season. Quarterback play, even with Hill, I'm not a big believer. So I think quarterback play is a huge situation there. So we both like Dallas -6 there. And here's a case, I know Washington has won 3 in a row. The Eagles were on a run. Dallas is not losing the NFC East because the other teams aren't winning out. So Dallas is not going to lose the NFC East, but still you have a ton to play for. New Orleans, as bad as they're playing, as bad as their record is, and of course a lot of health problems, they could get on a roll. As we said earlier, pretty much any NFC team, almost any NFC team, still mathematically alive.
Yeah, I think too. They were 5-2. I mean, and they just beat the Saints, and they lost Winston and then Kamara, and they just been crushed by injuries. But and the Cowboys here, I think, at some point, if they get this, I think at some point they have to decide whether they're going to be healthy going into the playoffs, and maybe rest, because they're not going to be the bye. They're not getting the bye. They're not going to be the top seed. You probably not. I mean, at this point, I mean, I can't imagine the Cardinals are going to lose 3 more games. Who knows? But they're not going to get the bye. Yeah, they're probably not going to get the bye, which means but they're going to get a home game. So they have to decide. I think, hey, listen, we just got to get healthy. I think if they get everybody healthy at this point, it seems like these guys are coming back. So it's tough. I mean, you have to watch to see if they're holding out these players for 1 more week, because, if they hold them out of this game and can get either way, win or a loss, now you got 10 days before they play again. Then now you're healthy for the stretch. So you have to check on the site, and make sure. And, the prop bets this week are tough. It's hard for me to see I know what the odds are. I just can't see the lines. I like the Cowboys race to 30 in this game. I just think they're going to put up a lot of points.
So that is our Thursday night game. We both like Dallas -6 at New Orleans. Reminder, you are listening and watching us on our How to Bet podcast. Go to howtobet.com, and it is time for our Sunday night game now. Folks, this was not originally the Sunday night game. This is Kansas City at home at Arrowhead, minus 9.5 against Denver. It was originally supposed to be San Francisco, Seattle. They made the switch for a more entertaining game, and I guess it'll be more entertaining because Seattle's not involved, Sean, but this is a 9.5-point spread for Kansas City against a Denver team coming off a pretty impressive win against the Chargers. But it's a Kansas City team who is coming off a bye and playing as well as any team, really, other than New England in the AFC.
Yeah, originally, when I was looking at this, obviously as a Broncos fan, I was going to take Denver, but Teddy Bridgewater's a little banged up. I mean, I'm sure he might play.
I think he'll play.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit banged up, and the thing, Kansas City's on a roll right now and off a bye. Denver hasn't proved to me that they can do it, 2 weeks in a row or 3 weeks in a row. I mean, they start trending in a decent direction, and then all of a sudden, they come up against another team here, and they just, this is obviously.
However, 9.5, a big total.
Yes, it's a lot. It's a lot of points. Basically. When we talked about this, and here's the other thing: the Chiefs absolutely own the Broncos.
Yes.
In the last head-to-head, the Chiefs have won 11 in a row. But before that, Denver had won 7 in a row. But right now, Kansas City's won 11 in a row. It's tough. I mean, when you start getting double-digit winning streaks against the team, I mean, that's more than a little bit of a trend there. So the other thing too is Kansas City comes in. Probably the healthiest team in the NFL right now. They came off a bye, and they got basically everybody's back healthy. So I think they're going to be primed to make this run towards – I wouldn't be stunned if Kansas City goes through and runs the table at this point. I don't think they will, but if they do it, they're 7-4 now. Maybe they get to, 13-4, 12-5, something like this. But they're going to be trending upwards going to the playoffs, and I just can't pick against the Chiefs. The only thing, though, is the Chiefs aren't very good against the spread. I mean, they've been terrible for 2 years.
Yeah, the only teams they beat are the NFC East.
Yeah, some of that has to do with the fact that Kansas City's been so good now for 3 years that every time they play a game, the spread is just massive. This is a tough game, and they're almost a 10-point favorite. So, I think that has to do with it, but I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I
am also going with Chiefs minus 9.5 at Kansas City. Arrowhead will be hopping a week off. Those fans will be nuts at Arrowhead. So I will go Kansas City minus the 9.5 against Denver. Remember, you watching on YouTube, go to that like button and hit it. Hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, go down, leave comments. You want merch, we'll get you merch. Lane Lamoreno, he's getting merch this week. We appreciate him following us along with many, many others. And of course, go down a little further, that description box, hit the links, and you will find Sean the Genius Miller's previews, updated odds, updated injury reports, and exclusive offers from various different sports books. So get there early and often, because things, they are a-changing in the NFL. Monday Night Football, a big one. We probably didn't know this 4 or 5 weeks ago, but this is a big one. The New England Patriots will travel to Buffalo. Buffalo, a 3-point favorite at home. And I'm excited for this one. And Sean, I'm a Patriots fan. I like the Patriots. I do root for them. They are plus three in this one. I'm going to go first in this one, Sean. And that being said, I am still a little in the I don't fully believe this in New England right now. I don't think they go into Buffalo and beat this Buffalo Bills team again in Buffalo. Bills Mafia will be going crazy. Monday Night Football, big game. I like the Bills minus the 3 in this one. I wish I liked the other way, but I do like the Bills minus the 3 in this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the other way. I'm a little shocked. I'm actually. I'm not even going to take, I'll take the points if you're going to give me 3 points, but I'm going to go money line on the Patriots.
Wow.
Here.
Okay.
Like plus 150. Listen, man, these guys. I don't know what it is about geniuses and hoodies right now. You got me, Belichick, Elliot Alderson.
Hold on.
I said in my story,
what are you talking about,
if
man?
Albert Einstein and J. Robert Oppenheimer were walking around Princeton right now, they'd probably be walking around in some hoodies.
Yeah,
So,
they could walk around without the hoodies. I wouldn't even know who they are. So I could bump into. I could run them over.
Albert Einstein.
I could throw a crumpet at them. I wouldn't even know who they are.
Yeah. Oppenheimer is the guy that built the
fund.
It supervised the atomic bomb.
I thought the fund, the Oppenheimer fund.
No. No. Listen, he's unbelievable. I mean, he's every game. I mean, this team, early in the season, remember they struggled.
Yes.
And they were good. You could tell they're good. They're losing really close games, and they were just this close. I think they just had to learn. Obviously Mac Jones had 300 yards last week, and he's getting better and better. I don't think the Bills are that good. I think the Bills are. They're without Tre'Davious White now. He tore his ACL. That's a massive, massive loss. I mean, that's going to hurt this week and going forward. I think New England now, if they win this game, all of a sudden they have a 2-game lead in the division.
Unbelievable. And the number one seed overall, right? I mean,
they're healthy. That's the thing. I mean, they're healthy coming into this. The Bills won both games last year. Well, before that, New England had won 15 out of 17 and 7 in a row. So, other than last year, the Patriots have owned this. So I'm going to go Patriots here. And I just think these kind of big games are the ones, Belichick wins, and he'll take, he'll take Josh Allen away, or he'll take somebody away and make them beat you. And, their defense is probably the best in the league right now, which is unbelievable.
Well, one thing for certain is Buffalo does not have a running game. I mean, they've gone now to Matt Breida, so it's not that is an issue for them. But all right, so we split on that. We agree on the first two. We split on Monday Night Football. Remember to follow us on social media. At Twitter, I am at FineLine, FEINLINE 33. He is at The Prodigal Sean. Also on Instagram, he is at The Prodigal Sean. I am Daryl Fine on Instagram, and I do appreciate you following me. I appreciate the comments. We know you have a lot of options, so we do appreciate you watching and listening to us on our How to Bet podcast. Remember to bet with your head, not with your heart. Don't go over your means. If you feel that you have a gambling problem, or you have a gambling problem, there is help out there, including 1-800-GAMBLER. When we come back, our over-unders for the week and college football, the best of college football. We have some championship football coming at you in the college ranks. We'll do it after this. You're watching How to Bet on the HowToBet.com podcast. How to Bet. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the How to Bet podcast at HowToBet.com. We're going to tell you how to bet, where to bet, and who to bet on. I'm Daryl Fine, along with Sean, the Genius Miller. I am in the States. Yes, the United States. He's not. He's in Manchester. Yeah, that's right.
The 51st state, as they say.
Hello. 51st, yeah. Hello. But he's in Manchester. I'm here, and it is time for our over-unders and our college football best bets of the week. Reminder, you watching us on YouTube, I'm reminding you to hit that notification, hit that subscribe button. More importantly, hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button, the like button. Go down, leave comments, good or bad. We don't care. Ask for merchandise. We'll get you out merchandise. Yeah, we got swag. We're going to send some swag to Elaine Lamoreno this week. We send swag every week, so get on board with that. Go down a little further, the description box. Hit those links. You'll get Sean the Genius Miller's previews on HowToBet.com. Those links will give you the previews. They'll give you the updated odds. It will give you the injury reports, the COVID reports, so important. And, of course, exclusive offers to various different sports books. So get there early and often. You're going to need that, especially as we keep getting further with these injuries. McCaffrey is out again for the year. Will Camaro be back for Thursday night? Will Tyson Hill start for New Orleans Thursday night? A lot going on in the NFL, so get there early and often at HowToBet.com. Sean, before we get into the over-unders and the college best bets of the week, by the way, again, I'm going to gloat. I was 4 for 4 in college last week. I just had an unbelievable week last week. So, yes, hopefully you made some money with that. Sean, give us some soccer bets, will you? Give us some soccer bets.
Yeah, let me show you a couple of these
Soccer.
I got going on here. Put these up. I got an 8-teamer and a 6-teamer, I think.
Wow. I hope the Chargers aren't
250.
involved. Chargers
No.
screwed me in the NFL last
20
week.
pays 320. So I got Atalanta.
Not
Braga.
Atlanta, but
Not
Atlanta.
The games for Wednesday after. I want to give you the games for Wednesday because some of these are for obviously Tuesday games. So so I got AC Milan, Napoli, Inter Milan, Chelsea, Manchester City, and Feyenoord.
Right.
So those are all games on
All to win, just to win,
Wednesday.
right?
Yeah, just here. Here they have those weird odds. It's like 4 to 7 or whatever. So
I want to give Elaine Lamoreno the right winners here.
yeah. So yeah, I like those games. But there's just I just got my tickets for next Wednesday for the Champions League Day 6. But the team they're playing, Bern Soccer Club, young boys, they play. Switzerland has some. I don't know, like they might not be able to travel, so they might have to move the game to a neutral country.
Wow.
So it might be interesting. I might be watching that in the pub or something like that.
Yeah. Now, you're going to be able to get out back into the United States, you think, or?
Yeah, I think because I'm an American citizen, but I tell you, I was walking out of the post office, which is like post offices here are just like it's like a Wawa or it's not even a Wawa. It's like a quick check with a post office, and
you get like a shorty and mail a letter.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can get there's people outside like, hi, we're the mask police. If you don't have your mask on, you have to pay a fine.
Wow.
So they had already pulled over somebody walking, she was getting their ID out, and they're like, oh, yes, sir, do you have your mask? I was like, yes, I just took it off, sir.
Coming to an American city near you. Yeah.
Well, how about you don't have to wear a mask. You have to wear a mask to go in the stores or to thing, but you don't have to wear a mask in a pub and in the theater, to go see a movie. So where you have to wear a mask, you don't have to wear a mask if you're sitting there for 3 hours, but if you're in there for 5 minutes, you have to wear a mask. How dumb is what?
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
We'll see. I mean, they'll probably, I don't know. I mean, there's always a chance the trip could get cut short, I guess, and stuff. I mean, it won't be the worst thing ever, but I'd like to see. I got 5 more matches to see, but we'll
If
we'll have to.
It was me.
Take that as it comes.
If it was me, I would be praying that they got cut short.
It could get bad. The last time I came back in 2019, the last time I traveled, I came back I was patient 0 apparently.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You had the vid from there in 2019. Patient 0. True story, All right, here we go. Over-unders for the NFL. We were both 2 for 3 last week, 2-1 in the over-unders last week. Sean, you go first with your over-unders. Overs. You're always overs.
No, did I take? Yes, I was going to switch one. I was going to switch one to an under this week.
Which one?
Give that as next one.
Which one?
I send it let me see. I send it to you later. Switch. I actually like the under. I'll give you. This is a bonus one. This doesn't.
Bonus. Bonus.
I like the under in the Baltimore-Pittsburgh game, 44.5, because I just don't think either team is going to score a lot of points. But originally I for the first game, I'll tell you here. I liked obviously the Kansas City and the Denver one. Kansas City, Denver over. I was a little bit worried that that Bridgewater wasn't going to play here, but looks like you said, he's going to play. So I kind of kept that. So
Denver at Kansas City over 48.5. That is your first over under. What else we have?
I think over Tampa Bay, Atlanta.
That one's 50.5. 50.5. You're going to go over in that one.
Yeah, I mean, probably most of it's coming from Tampa Bay, but Tampa Bay's defense, it's still banged up a little bit. Atlanta's a weird team, man.
Very weird.
I mean, we've said all year they're not any good, but they're just there, and they're 5-6, and they're in this race. They have a decent schedule. I mean, if they finished 8-9 and snuck in the playoffs, I wouldn't be stunned. They're not terrible. They're not, they're no good, but they're not terrible. So I think they could probably score some points here, and I think Tampa Bay is going to be the majority of it. So that'll be my second one. And then the third one, I mean, I got to go Cincinnati Chargers over 50.5 because once again, I think most of that's going to be Cincinnati. Obviously, Justin Herbert's a good quarterback. We talked about how the coaching is struggles and how they absolutely ruined your weekend.
Yes,
but they're obviously going to score some points. So I think once again, Cincinnati's a dangerous team, man. They're 7-4. They score some points and they're starting to roll. They had a little midseason wobble, and I think
they lost to the Jets.
Yeah, they lost when they were 5-2, and I just think they're a young team. They're learning how to win, but now I think maybe they needed that. And now, if they win this game, they're 8-4, and they're right there for the top seed. And obviously with hoping that the Ravens can lose a couple games, but they're a very good team, and the Chargers aren't. So.
Good point. All right, so you have Denver at Kansas City over 48.5, Tampa at Atlanta over 50.5. And then Los Angeles Chargers at Cincinnati over 50.5. My over-unders for the week, I'll start out in New York. The New York Jets will host Philadelphia. I'll go under 45 in this one. That's right, under 45. Both offenses under 45. Both offenses stink.
My computer's messing up. Did you say under?
Under 45. Both offenses stink. But the Jets quarterback's better than the Eagles quarterback, but and I do think Elijah Moore could have a better week, but no significant offense there. I like under 45. The next one will be San Francisco at Seattle. I will go over 46. I think even with Samuel hurt, I think San Francisco's got something going here. I think Seattle will score just enough to get me over that 46. I do like San Francisco in the game, but I do believe that it will go over the 46 in that one. San Francisco, they got something going here. Mitchell running the ball well. It will hurt not having Samuel. I think we'll see Kittle used a little more. And Garoppolo playing well enough to win games and put some points on the board. Again, I'll go over in that one. And then Jacksonville, rarely do we say the name Jacksonville. Jacksonville at the Rams, rather. The Rams, I will go under 48.5. I know the Rams defense has been one of the more disappointing defenses in the NFL, maybe the most disappointing defense in the NFL. But I do think that they'll hold Jacksonville to a low total. I think they'll get theirs. I do. I think they'll score, although Jacksonville's defense is not awful. And that's why I'll go under 48.5 in this one. So it's Philadelphia at the Jets, under 45. San Francisco at Seattle, over 46. And Jacksonville at the Rams, under 48.5. Now it's time for our college football best bets of the week. And, Sean, it is time for those championship games. There are several. We've narrowed it down to 4. We're not using the Houston-Cincinnati game in the AAC championship. We're not using Wake Forest and Pittsburgh in the ACC, but we are using the Pac-12 championship that'll be played in Las Vegas. It is Utah minus 2.5 against Oregon. These teams played. We thought Oregon was the better team. It showed differently. So, who do you like on this Utah minus 2.5 in Las Vegas against Oregon?
Tough call there. I think I'm going to go Utah here minus 2.5. I mean, we saw them just absolutely run them off the field 2 weeks ago. So I don't know how much has changed. I think, not much to mean, I guess the Rose Bowl's on the line here. Neither team's getting into the playoff, obviously, but I'm going to go with Utah -2.5.
Yeah, I agree. I can't imagine that much has changed after just a pounding of Oregon in that one. So I'm going to take Utah -2.5. Now to the Big 12 championship, Oklahoma State. We both had Oklahoma State last week. They're -5 against Baylor. This game in Arlington, Texas at the AT&T Stadium. This Baylor team is one of those teams that, they can stab you in the back if you go against them. But Oklahoma State, they've got something going here. I will go first in this one. I don't love this game. I'm a little scared with this one, but I am going to take Oklahoma State -5. And this one is for really all the marbles for Oklahoma State. They have a chance to get in the Final Four with a win here.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, this Oklahoma State team has one of the best defenses in the country. They're really good, and showed something last week coming back, and they never ever beat Oklahoma. They got through, and they basically drove Lincoln Riley out of town, winning the game.
Something to Hollywood.
Yeah, that's right. I think it's Oklahoma State, and I think they're going to get into the playoff. I think they're going to get in. I think they're going to beat Baylor. They're going to have 2 wins in the last week against top 10 teams, and I think they're going to be the 4th team in, because we'll get to this next game. I think it's going to be Cincinnati and Oklahoma State, the last 2 teams in.
Very possible as we go to the SEC championship at the Mercedes-Benz Dome in Atlanta. Georgia and Alabama, 2 of the powerhouses in college football, will meet. Bigger game for Alabama than it is Georgia. Georgia -6.5 in this one. You go first.
Nobody's beating Georgia. Their defense is unbelievable. I know it doesn't mean – look, Georgia wins this game by 2 touchdowns. They knock Alabama out of the playoff, and obviously, I think Georgia knows, listen, if we win this, our path to the championship just got immensely easier. Because are you scared of Michigan? Are you scared of Notre Dame? Are you scared of Oklahoma State? Are you scared of Cincinnati? No. But Alabama, obviously, they would be. So I just think I think Georgia's a better team. Their defense is better. Alabama can't stop anybody. They've had to struggle for weeks and weeks and weeks just to win games. I mean, they almost lost that game last week, obviously overtime. They've had to struggle all year, and I just think they're going to get knocked out here, lose by maybe 2 touchdowns. And to be honest, I don't think they're Alabama. But I don't think this team deserves to get. If they beat Georgia, obviously they do. But they're talking about two-loss Alabama. They're not that. If they have 2 losses, they're not that good. They shouldn't be in the playoffs.
No, I don't think. I don't think they'll be. If they lose, I think they're out. I don't think they can make a case for them anymore. Alabama's defense it's just not great. It's average at best. Georgia's defense is unbelievable. Alabama still has a great offense. Here's my take on this, Sean. I don't think I have ever been able to say this. I'll take Saban plus 6.5. I mean, you'll never get Alabama plus points, let alone a touchdown here. I'm going to take 6.5 just because I want to say I want Alabama and Saban plus 6.5. I think it's a close game. I do think Georgia wins in a close game here, but it would not shock me if Alabama wins. This guy's incredible. He figures it out. He's the Belichick of college football. So I will take Alabama plus the 6.5 in this one.
I want to see some different teams in this playoff. I mean, we're so used to seeing, obviously Ohio State out.
I'm rooting for
Georgia.
Georgia.
So used to seeing different teams.
I'm rooting for Georgia. I'm rooting for Georgia, but I as I say a lot, I bet with your head, not with your heart.
Team. I would like to see Cincinnati get in because they've never let these teams in, and there's been some decent teams.
Hey,
people are always like, well, Cincinnati wouldn't beat. but they never get a chance. Like they beat Notre Dame this year, and they never, Nobody's putting Cincinnati on this. Anybody that's any decent's not putting Cincinnati in their schedule because they know if they beat them, they're done. So, like, it's just, now let them in. If they win, obviously, they got to win out. And let us say, listen, if they lose to Georgia 67-0, then you just say, listen, now you can't get in anymore.
Listen,
so then
if Cincinnati beats Houston, goes undefeated, and doesn't get in, then they should just make it 1A and go back to 1AA. And those 1AA teams, they have a different name already anyway. So make it 1A and 1AA, because if you're leaving an undefeated Cincinnati team out, then there's no sense of playing it this way.
Just make it the Power 5 playoff.
And
then just make it
the playoffs for the rest.
Division 1 playoff, and then you got FCS or FBS.
Yeah,
that's the way. There you go. That's it.
If this is the way it's going to go down, yes.
I would rather that wouldn't be bad because these teams like Boise State. There's been some good teams. Coastal Carolina. Let those teams play and get a chance to see who the best team is. That would be interesting.
And by the way, you have a Notre Dame team that's just floating without a conference that could, I guess, be in either one because they're not going to. They still have a shot to get in this playoff, but a lot of things have to happen. Now the Big Ten out in Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, the Michigan Wolverines, a great win. I'm not a Harbaugh. I don't like Harbaugh, but I somehow feel really good for him. I don't know. I know it's weird. I don't like the guy, but I do feel good that he beat Ohio State last week. I had them. I was happy about that. So Michigan -11 against Iowa. I'll go first in this one. I could see Michigan letting down here a little bit after that win. It's human nature. It's tough to get back after an emotional win like that. They're giving 11. It's not like they're giving 3 or 4. They're giving 11. I'm going to take Iowa plus the points here. I'll take the 11 in Iowa in a game where I think Michigan doesn't wake up until maybe a little late. They win the game, but I'll take the points in this one.
Yeah, after you watched Michigan do that last week, it's hard to bet against them here. I know 11's a lot of points, but, Michigan knows now. I can't imagine, but this would just be like so, they call it so Spursy over here. It's like Tottenham. You finally beat Ohio State, and then you'd lose to Iowa to get beat for this thing. Like, that would just be so, Harbaugh and Michigan, like, but I don't see it happening. Michigan runs the ball. Their running game is amazing. They're going to run all over Iowa, and I just think that that Iowa's going to score a lot of points. I just think Michigan's going to handle them here and get into the playoff, and be probably the 2 seed, and maybe depending on what happens with the other games. Man, if Georgia wins, you could probably make Georgia loses. You could probably make the case that Michigan is the top seed, but we'll see. So it'd be interesting, but I'm going to go with Michigan.
All right, so Michigan minus the 11 against Iowa in the Big Ten Championship. Remember, follow us on YouTube. Well, you're watching us on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, the notification bell. Go down, leave comments, good or bad. Ask for merchandise. We'll send it out to you. We've got swag. And, of course, go down a little further to the – all right, there. Go down.
They're coming for me. I think they're knocking on the door.
The fire drill.
Go out for the fire drill.
Well, hey, if they put you in cuffs, let's keep the cameras rolling, will you? Hey, go down, hit the
I'm on live TV. Come back.
Hit the description box. Hit the description box and go to those links. Click on those links. You'll get Sean the Genius Miller's previews. You get injury updates, updated odds, exclusive offers to different sports books. So get there early and often because things are changing. You're going to need those injury updates and the odds updates for sure. Sean from Manchester, enjoy the rest of your trip there. We'll see you. I guess we'll see you back there again next week. Is that the deal?
Yeah. It's
all right, you stay.
Unless they kick me out before that, but if they start moving games around and stuff, I might just bounce anyway.
All right, so we might see you here, we might see you there, but we know we'll see you next week. For our producer, Trey Wright, our executive director, Tiffany Hartman, I'm Darryl Fine, he's Sean Miller. We'll see you next week on How to Bet. Go to howtobet.com.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to How to Bet, hosted by Darryl Fine and Sean Miller. For more information about betting guides, online gambling, betting odds, including NFL betting lines and odds, go to howtobet.com. Watch all How to Bet podcasts on YouTube. And to access all How to Bet podcasts, go to 1077thebronx.com/howtobet.